Let's talk about abortion. Now, as a libertarian, I believe that women can simply remove what they want from their bodies. Now, there's a lot of lies and hypocrites that scream out abortion is murder, or that the Bible condemns it. So let's go over some of these things. First of all, this is around the time of your typical abortion. Yes, a size of a grain of rice. Clump of cells, as they say. Here are some extremists, at least they're not shooting up and bombing women's clinics as thousands of terrorist attacks have been done. But they're protesting frozen embryos like Sofia Vergara. Frozen embryos. This is how crazy these Christian conception clowns are. The size of a pea at the 6th week, which they claim to have a heartbeat. This is what we are talking about here. Women simply removing a pea-sized unformed fetus. Yes, I am not PC. Unformed fetus, not unborn children, not such thing as unborn. So it's an unformed fetus. Pea-sized fetus. The most silly cause I've ever heard of, and I've done so many humanitarian issues, from clean water initiatives in depressed countries, the Peace Corps, food banks, homeless shelters, and much more. This is the worst, most counterproductive cause ever. No, this is not a human embryo. It is an elephant embryo. Yes, speaking of them, don't they have heartbeats too? I wonder if they are vegan. No, Chick-fil-A, cluck you Chick-fil-A. They love their Chick-fil-A birds too much. So they don't want to actually do anything or help in any way. They just want to tell others what they can and can't remove from their bodies. As far as I understand, veganism is about simply leaving animals alone. Now, I respect that they are actually doing something and making an effort. They're not against eggs because of the eggs. They're against them because all the male chicks are ground up because they won't lay eggs and they're not the type for meat. So millions of males are ground up in the egg industry, and the females live in these tiny cages. So it's about suffering of sentient beings. Look up sentient suffering. So I wonder if pro-lifers, as they like to flatter themselves with, when I consider it pro-forced birth, do they eat baby back ribs? Interesting. Anyways, back on to this issue and how we can help. Well, I probably help their cause more than they do because I promote for free birth control, and it lowers termination rates tons and saves taxpayers tons of money. Use my tax dollars for it. So as you see, it saves money and lowers termination rates. But of the hundreds and hundreds of conception clowns I've approached on this, none have supported it. Abstinence? Well, many are married as myself and don't want children. Oh, back to the animals. Or you can't even tell which one's a human or a non-human animal, because we are all mammals. And speaking of, I have a vegan friend who proposed to find 1,000 vegans to never terminate a pregnancy if 1,000 so-called pro-lifers went vegan or simply left animals alone. And they said that of the hundreds of pro-lifers approached, none of them took the offer. It's a win-win. Most vegans never abort anyways, but it was kind of ironic that they said, we'll support your cause if you support ours, and none of them took them up on the offer. Very strange. The human overpopulation crisis. Yes, it is true. Yes, we may have more land, but natural resources without impacting every other species. We've grown from about 2 billion people in 16 to 1700 to nearly 8 billion. Yes, it's going up almost vertically, the trajectory. And endangered species and wildlife has went down nearly vertically due to human activity. That is a great website, podwell.com, with scary statistics. All parents are on welfare. Again, I'm libertarian. I think women can simply remove what they want from their bodies. I'm against socialist public schools, child tax credits, daycare write-offs, and all the other benefits, though. But I'm not considering myself a pro-birther. They should support after-birth care. Oh, here's big government again. Rape and incest. I don't like to focus on this, though, because it isn't that common, although rape is semi-common, unfortunately. But women can simply remove a pea from their body if they want. They're not for gun control, but they are for birth control. Strange. Yes, women can simply remove what they want from their bodies. I'm a libertarian. I don't care that much about either. But sentient, conscious, suffering beings are killed with guns. I guess they need them for trophy hunting because they're so pro-life. Now, another lie and hypocrisy of the pro-forced birth movement. The Hyde Amendment of 1976, no federal funds go to abortion. Look at these nut jobs. Oh, and they hate gays who pay them welfare in many forms. Like I said, socialist public schools, huge child tax credits, daycare write-offs, paid paternity leave, all forms of welfare. Most abortions are done by current parents, and we have all the foster care kids. Nearly 500,000 now, currently, in the foster care system that they don't adopt or help in any way. They just want to tell others what to do. So there you have it. The most silly cause I ever heard of. Drama queens, liars, whatever you want to call them. Conception clowns. And I've talked with other vegans, friends who are vegan. They don't even care about animal fetuses. One of them aborted a stray kitten's litter. Care about suffering. I do find it ironic that they pro-birthers kill every day when they claim to be pro-life. And this is what they are fussing about. Again, free birth control saves taxpayers tons and lowers termination rates, but religious extremists do not have logic. And yes, nothing in the Bible says anything about this topic. Not that I'm religious. I use logic. A grain of rice! This is what they are fighting for! A grain of rice. This is what Georgia and Ohio and some redneck states like Mississippi and Alabama banned. Removing this from your body. It would be funny if it didn't oppress women so much. Small government.